This episode of DNews is brought to you by the Toyota Corolla. Let's lead the way. Man, sorry guys, I'm just not in the mood for DNews. I've got a headache. Hey everyone, Julia here for DNews. Headaches are the oldest excuse in the book, but what are they and why do we get them? There are over 200 different kinds of headaches, or cephalalgia as they're called, but we'll just stick to the most common. Most people will experience one in their lifetime. One study indicates 64 to 77% of us will get at least one at some point. But as annoying and common as headaches are, not a lot is known about them. There are two main kinds. Over 90% of common headaches are what are called primary headaches. These are episodic and by their definition not caused by some underlying medical issue. Migraines and tension headaches fall under this category. Secondary headaches, on the other hand, might be a sign of something serious. They're caused by things like inflammatory disease, meningitis, an aneurysm, a tumor, etc. But odds are your headache is not caused by that. So why do headaches hurt? I mean, our brain tissue can't feel pain, it doesn't have any kind of pain receptors, but there are other parts of your head that do have those kind of receptors. Arteries, veins, sinuses, muscles, eyes, ears, and even meninges can feel pain. So it's not your brain hurting, it's most likely inflammation of the blood vessels or an irritation or the swelling of the meninges, which is the tissue covering the brain. So tension headaches, like the name suggests, are triggered by stress and tension from daily life. The prevailing wisdom suggests muscle pain has a lot to do with it, since muscle tenderness and psychological tension are associated with and can aggravate headaches. Maybe you've slept on your neck wrong, maybe you've had a long day at work, but keeping your neck and shoulder muscles too tight can trigger inflammation and thus a headache. Sometimes the pain comes from your blood vessels. For example, wine gives some people headaches, possibly because of histamines and tyramine. Histamine dilates blood vessels and tyramine first constricts, then dilates blood vessels. A similar thing happens to blood vessels when they come in contact with cold things like ice cream. Blood vessels on the roof of your mouth constrict from the ice cream, and when they warm up again they dilate, thus a brain freeze. Maybe you skip your morning coffee and you get a headache. A 2009 study from the University of Vermont suggests an increased blood flow from a lack of caffeine might lead to a headache. It's all of this constricting and dilating of the blood vessels that's painful, which is why non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen work on some headaches. We know a little bit more about migraines, which are intense, nasty, debilitating headaches. They feel like a pulsing, throbbing pressure. Sometimes they can come with nausea, or you can't stand light or sound. Scientists used to think dilation of blood vessels was the culprit, but it seems some dysfunction of nerves in the brain is really to blame. A 2001 study published in the journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences showed how varying brain activity triggers aura. Aura is a type of visual hallucination that happens before 20% of migraines. The study showed that a wave of increased activity of neurons in the cerebral cortex, followed by a period of depressed activity, was related to patients seeing an aura before they got a migraine. Other studies, like one from Johns Hopkins University, point to the trigeminal nerve, which can release chemicals that irritate or cause swelling of the meninges and could be triggering migraines. Even though migraines affect only 12 to 18% of the population, tension headaches, on the other hand, will affect most of us at least once in our lifetimes, so it's really surprising that not more is known about them. In the meantime, the best way to nip the pain in the bud is to just relax. Like I said earlier, most headaches are the result of stress. Some studies suggest meditation might ease a migraine. So do some yoga, listen to some Enya, have a bubble bath, just chill for a sec. Alright guys, do you get headaches? What do you do for them? Let us know in the comments below. And if you haven't done it yet, be sure to check out testtube.com. You can watch all of your favorite DNews videos there and a bunch of other cool shows too. It's the first link in the description. And while you're still here, hit those like and subscribe buttons and keep coming back for more DNews every day of the week. This episode of DNews is brought to you by the Toyota Corolla. Let's lead the way.